Hello and welcome to another edition of Chiodini's Kitchen, video game recipes made real. And look at this! I've moved house! I've got a new kitchen, an actual decent, good working kitchen of a nice size, and it's got a cutlery drawer. I lived without a cutlery drawer for 2 years. Do you have any idea what that does to a person? Damages the psyche. This week's recipe comes to us from Nintendo. We're going to be making the super spicy curry from Kirby. So I guess you could say we're switching things up a bit. Except you can't, because they haven't announced a Kirby game for the Nintendo Switch yet. Right, so the super spicy curry from Kirby. Because Nintendo's a Japanese company, I'm going to base this recipe off one for katsu curry. I'm going to make it vegetarian because, again, vegetarians have been really underrepresented so far in this series. If you do want to add meat to this, you can just add it when we add the potatoes. But what you will need is 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 onion, 5 cloves of garlic, 2 carrots, 1 good-sized potato, or some meat, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, 1 tablespoon of curry powder, 600 millilitres of stock, vegetable or chicken if you are making this with meat, 2 teaspoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and half a teaspoon of garam masala. And I've also got a whole bunch of dried chilies, just in case we need to spice things up a bit. Right, so step 1 is to peel and chop your onions, garlic, carrots and potatoes. And in order to make this step go quicker, why not set it to some jaunty music? Just mind your fingers. Thank you, Scout. Synchronized vegetable chopping, never fails. Anyway, step 2 is to get a saucepan, heat up the vegetable oil, and then start frying up the onions and garlic. Once your onions and garlic have been frying for a couple of minutes, you should add your carrot and potato and then stick a lid on it in order to sweat it out for about 10 minutes until softened and starting to caramelise. This happens to be a very good time actually to make the stock. Right, now that your vegetables have softened in the pan, it's time to add the 2 tablespoons of flour and 1 tablespoon of curry powder. Note that I just say curry powder, not the garam masala as well, because that goes in right near the end. Stick them in the pan, stir it all up to coat it nicely. Right, so once you've stirred all this stuff through for another minute, what you want to do is start very gradually adding your stock to the pan. The reason you do this gradually is so that you don't get lumps. The idea is to build up a nice smooth sauce, but I've never made katsu curry sauce before, so we'll see if I actually manage to do it. Right, so see here, this is kind of bubbling away, but that's alright. It's obviously a little bit thin at the minute, but it'll thicken up as we simmer it down. But it's not too lumpy, so the next step is to add the honey and the soy sauce. Tablespoon of soy, 2 teaspoons of honey, 1, 2. So the idea at this stage is to stir everything together so the honey is well combined with the rest of the ingredients, turn the heat up just long enough to get it boiling, and then start to simmer it down for 20 minutes to half an hour. But of course, I promised us a super spicy curry rather than just a pleasantly spicy walk in the park kind of curry. So what I'm going to do now is, and I don't necessarily think you should follow me on this step unless you're feeling particularly brave, I'm just going to add like a fistful of dried chilies. Here goes nothing. Now you'll have noticed here that I've added those chilies in whole, and I'll tell you for why. I could have just made the curry super spicy by adding in a whole bunch of chili powder, but the problem with adding a lot of powder into a sauce is if you add too much it gets really mealy and actually ends up being kind of dry, which is just weird because the sauce is obviously wet. So I've added these chilies in whole. They're going to infuse the sauce with a bit of spice, which I will try before the final taste test, and if it's not spicy enough, I'll make adjustments, but generally speaking, the rule is hold chilies in, make it spicy, take chilies out. Enjoy. While you're waiting for your sauce to simmer down, why not try inhaling a bunch of your enemies to see if you'll take on their key attributes? Failing that, see if there's a new puppy in your flat, and if there is, film that for a bit. Alright, so it's been about 20 minutes and our curry has condensed down to a very nice consistency, if you ask me. I'm also cooking some rice. I didn't show you how to do that because, come on, it's rice. I mean, you're all discerning, intelligent people. You probably know how to make this already. So the next step here is, in fact, the final step before we plate up, just to add half a teaspoon of garam masala and stir it through the sauce. Alright, so there is Kirby's super spicy curry, and I have to say, from the aesthetics, I'm quite pleased with that. Of course, the real test is in how it tastes, and whether it is indeed super spicy. So, here we go, I guess. Alright then, Kirby's super spicy curry. Let's see how it tastes. You know, that's actually a pretty damn good katsu curry. I tasted it before adding the garam masala, and it tasted nothing like a katsu curry you might get in a restaurant or in a shop. But yeah, adding that in really kind of transformed it and made it into like quite a surprisingly authentic dish. Is it super spicy though? No, I have to admit I may have failed in this challenge. I think if you ate an entire one you'd definitely know about it, but as it is, one mouthful is not enough to make me run across a level spitting fireballs. However, I guess, because I mean part of the appeal of this video is hopefully seeing me act a knob when I've eaten something too spicy, so don't say I never do anything for you. I'm a whole rocket chili. Now that is spicy. Oh good. Good. Alright then. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode of Kirby's Kitchen. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I hope it's inspired you to make Kirby's super spicy curry yourself at home. If you do give it a go, let me know, and of course keep all your suggestions for future recipes coming in, because they're really helpful and I really enjoy making them. If you want to watch anything else from Eurogamer, there are plenty of other videos, some of which will be on screen in just a second, so don't go anywhere. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.